HMS Victory is well known as the only surviving ship from the Napoleonic Wars and the Battle of Trafalgar of 1805, HMS Victory's last battle. But she is actually the only surviving ship of the line from the War of American Independence, which began 30 years earlier in 1775, a much more impressive feat. Her first battle, however, was by no means as successful as her last. She was built at a time when the British colonies in America had risen in rebellion. As the American rebels had no significant navy to help their cause by distracting Britain's naval power, they had allied with France, which had a hugely powerful and skilled navy. Victory was launched in 1778 as flagship of the Channel Fleet. She was to be the focal point and symbol of Britain's defence against France. She was widely considered at the time, and has been ever since, as one of the finest examples of a three-decked warship ever built. That summer, the French fleet was at sea in the approaches to the Channel to the west and north of the island of Ushant, protecting French trade and American privateers. The British fleet, under the command of Augustus Keppel, was of similar size to the French, and both were enormous. The British fleet had 31 ships of the line and the French 29. When sailing in line ahead, both fleets were 9 miles long. Forcing a decisive battle between such large fleets, if both did not want to commit to such a battle, was simply impossible. The French commander, the Comte d'Orvilliers, had specific orders to avoid battle unless the odds were in his favour. Nonetheless, the French attacked in a limited way before retreating, and their attack was very effective. Expert French gunfire caused significant damage to the British fleet. There were some positive reports of the battle in Britain. Here, a cartoon shows the French monsieur being chased into the skulking hole of Brest by a British sailor with a whip. But the reality was much worse, as the battle led to intense political upheaval between rival Whig and Tory factions in both the Navy and the government. Political infighting was such that the Whig Keppel and his second-in-command, the Tory Hugh Palliser, never served afloat again, at a time when the Royal Navy needed every experienced officer it could get. When the fleets returned home, Victory had to be berthed separately away from Sir Hugh Palliser's ship Formidable in case the crews actually fought each other. Traditionally, the Royal Navy gave the British security, safety, confidence and hope, but all of this was stripped away by HMS Victory's first battle. It is no coincidence that American independence subsequently followed, changing forever the shape of the modern world.